Welcome to St. Louis Classical Community, brought to you by St. Louis Strings. I'm David Ackerman.
And I'm Joe Behan.
The point to this show is to try and help make our audience, to make you and ourselves more aware of the wealth of different ensembles around town. We hope that we can introduce musicians to one another, musicians to audiences. There are so many orchestras in this town that I keep learning about new ones as we do this.
Yeah.
And we're going to interview, in the second half of our program, we're going to interview the music director of one of the orchestras I learned about as a part of making this program.
Yeah, and that's Bill Bauer of the Confluence Chamber Orchestra, and we will be highlighting two concerts that are coming up for them in the next couple of months that we are really excited about. So
this first segment is supposed to be a little bit of a community calendar to tell you about what's coming up, and we'll put the notes, we'll put the websites and address information in the comments to the in the description of the video. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. All right, so first off, Saturday, March 9th, 7:30 p.m., the Belleville Philharmonic Society, one of the oldest orchestras in the area, is doing their Stars of Tomorrow. It's featuring some of their young talent. It is going to be Italian themed. That's going to be at the United Methodist Church over there in Belleville. And as David said, the links will be in the description.
Sunday, March the 10th at 3 p.m., the Confluence Chamber Orchestra, whose music director we will interview in the second half, is presenting a concert that they're calling Concerto for Orchestra. It will feature all of the different sections of the orchestra. It will spotlight them in a way that normally the first violins kind of get the spotlight. So this is going to, in the manner of the great concerti for orchestra that the literature brings us, like Bartok. This is going to bring us. It's going to feature the other sections as well: the second violins, the violas, the celli, possibly even the double basses. And the program is going to feature music by Vivaldi, Telemann, Garrick Philip Telemann, Casadesus, who that's apparently there's a whole family of that's a group of musicians I'm not familiar with. The great French composer Saint-Saëns, Gershwin, the great film composer Vangelis. There should be some really interesting stuff. That'll be at 3 p.m. at the Salem United Methodist Church on Lindbergh Boulevard.
Yes. And coming up Sunday, March 17th, show that I know both of us will be at. The Town and Country Symphony Orchestra is doing their Night at the Opera. So everything is going to have an opera theme. There's going to be two singers there, Karen Kanakis and Jacob Lassiter, who are going to be performing excerpts, not the least of which will be the Leon Cavallo's Pagalici, the Bizet Carmen, Puccini, Fledermaus, Verdi's Il Trovatore, and so we'll get to see all sorts of just great little bits of opera, and not that can't, not that should be enough. We're also going to get to do Haydn's Symphony 104, which is just a wonderful freewheeling sort of symphony. It's one of his last.
It's his very last, as a matter of fact.
And then we're also going to see the winner of the Town and Country Young Persons Competition, one of them at least, Kara Shing, who will be performing a selection from the Bruch Violin Concerto. I had a pleasure of hearing her for the first time last week, and that piece is going amazingly. She is going to do a wonderful job and a very fine young talent that you'll get to see right at the beginning of what should be a long and fruitful career.
Next up, let's talk a little bit about April, since we're already partway through March.
Yes. Yes.
So April is going to feature, it's going to be a bit of a busy month. On the 5th at 7:30 p.m., Chamber Project, uh, St. Louis Chamber Project, is featuring their 12th program of the season, Air, Inheriting the Future. And they're tying together a bunch of different pieces. They're the idea that they've got, I believe, is to have pieces that families that relate to one another, pieces that relate to pieces that are an homage to other composers. The first piece is a nocturne by Lily Boulanger, the younger sister of the famous teacher Nadia Boulanger, who ran the American Music School in Paris, where so many of America's great composers, Eric Copeland, Samuel Barber, George Gershwin, Virgil Thomas, so many great American composers studied at one time at that school. And Nadia Boulanger helped to make music a little bit more egalitarian, and so we get to hear something from her younger sister. Then a piece by a more recent composer that's an homage to Lily Boulanger, a group of songs by Jesse Montgomery, Lunar Songs, and then a brand new commission from Chamber Project by Blake Herndon, a local composer that they chose to write for the program. All of the previous concerts are free. This one is $5 to $20. Tickets are available for beginning at $5 and up through $20. The information will be in the description below.
Not so often you get to see a world premiere of a local composer, so that should be worth every penny of that. So next up, April 7th, the U-City Symphony Orchestra is doing a tribute to Robert Silverman Sr. They are the Silverman family is well known. Both of his sons are in Bach to the Future, and fine players in their own right. Robert Silverman had a long career with I believe the St. Louis Symphony, and Maestro Leon Burke is going to do a pre-concert talk at 2:15, which should always be fascinating. Every time I hear him talk on the radio, he just is always enlightening and engaging. 3 p.m. is the concert. It's at the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center, and so that should be a very interesting concert.
Next up on the 13th, about a week after that, at 2 p.m. in St. Charles, the St. Charles County Community Orchestra is putting on their spring concert at Emmanuel Lutheran Church on South 6th Street. Downtown St. Charles is a lovely place to spend a Saturday afternoon.
Yes, absolutely. And on Friday, April 26th at 7:30, so a nice Friday night with some music in it. The St. Louis Philharmonic is doing a themed program that they're calling Looking Up. Has the Mendelssohn Calm Sea.
Calm Sea and Prosperous Voyage.
Yes, Calm Sea and Prosperous Voyage. Don't we all wish for that? The Ravel Valse Nobles, Holst's The Planets. So that will not be a calm sea.
No, not at the beginning, at least.
No, which the St. Louis Philharmonic is performing at the Chaminade Theater off of.
They're on Lindbergh Boulevard in Lindbergh and Forty.
Yep. And so St. Louis Philharmonic, Friday, April 26th at 7:30.
The St. Louis Civic Orchestra, the next day, Saturday, April the 27th at 7 p.m. Actually, before, there's a host of concerts that day. The first one will be, we've got them a little bit out of order here. Let me do the Civic Orchestra first, since that's written first. But this is not there's a host of, this is going to be a busy day that Saturday.
Yeah.
The Civic Orchestra is putting on a show at Kirkwood's First Presbyterian Church at 7 p.m. They're going to be playing Mendelssohn's Fourth Concerto, they're playing a little bit of saison, the winner of their Florence Frager Young Artist Competition at 7 p.m.
And then, of course, the Confluence Chamber Orchestra, and we're going to be hearing a lot more about this show in the second half of this program. But this, I actually have a chance. They are playing at the Missouri History Museum, and they're actually playing April 27th and 28th
At 3 p.m.
at 3 p.m. So their program here is entitled "Meet Me in St. Louis," and this is going to be a World's Fair themed program. It's going to be in partnership with and at the Missouri History Museum. They have done an extensive amount of research into this. Definitely stick around for our interview with Bill Bauer to really dive in deep. But essentially, the gist of this program is we're going to be walking around the World's Fair hearing the music that was played at the various pavilions in the fair. And this is going to be an interactive experience. You're going to be able to through photos that are going to be projected on the wall and various things, see the buildings and pictures of the people who are listening to these very pieces at the show. It is an absolutely fascinating mix of history and music, and there has got to be something for everybody here. And you've got 2 days to catch this. So if you want to catch something else on the 27th, go see this
on the 28th.
Yes. So,
and even on the 27th, this is at 3 p.m.,
Yeah.
so it doesn't actually conflict with the other shows.
But this is a fascinating program, and I really am going to be very excited to see it in reality coming up on the 27th and 28th.
Also on the 27th, the Alton Symphony Orchestra is presenting a show that they call Dance, Dance, Dance at 7 p.m. at Hathaway Hall at the Lewis and Clark Community College in Godfrey, Illinois. They're going to finish their season in a dancing mood, featuring works like Bacchanal's, like the Bacchanal from Offenbach's Orpheus in the Underworld, and Ravel's Le Tombeau de Couperin. That Bacchanal's pretty much a barnstormer.
Yeah,
that should be a lot of fun.
So yeah, this is not your average dancing. So we're going to close out the month of April like we started with the Belleville Philharmonic. They are going to be on the 27th at 7:30. They are going to be doing their chorale spring concert. So this should be orchestra and choir. This should be a very, very interesting, engaging piece of music, and this is going to be in their traditional performance spot at Philharmonic Hall in Belleville.
Don't we all wish we had our own hall?
Right? Yes, and I have had the pleasure of performing in Philharmonic Hall in my short stint with the Belleville Orchestra many, many moons ago, you could just feel the history in that place. It was a very magical place to perform.
Stick around for the second half of our program where we will interview Bill Bauer.
Yes.
With the Confluence Chamber Orchestra.
Yes. All right. Thank you.